buffer. So I'll have to see what Luminosity can actually pull together here today.
I think my mic's working now, Dan.
All right, welcome back.
Yeah. Okay, so. Alrighty then.
So we've got loads of nades from Luminosity here.
Look at the aggressive already. Lower A here from the CTs. Going for the information play. Going to see the bomb as well. They're going to have no idea, though, that there are 3 Ts over towards the B bomb site. But what will that mean later on? Again, the bomb is towards A.
And they just saw that. They wanted to go for the fake. I think that's what they were setting up for. But they kind of spotted the fake.
They were going for half-truths and lies, Dan. Half-truths and lies.
But the interesting thing is that they can actually still just wait, because there's so much time left, they can just delay the execution.
In fact, the push is going to come into the B-bomb site. 3-man push here. So after going for the fake here, we need to have a look at B-bomb site. There we go. Tarek getting 2 frags here, but the CTs, they know there's something up here, and they aren't going to rotate at all.
They're not going to buy it, are they? Not easily sold, but I'm going to go for the plant straight in the smoke. And Frost on the cover behind, he's going to be more than safe to do just that. As this 2-on-2 comes into play, Luminosity with a really good plant to play with. In goes Peter over the top, though, looking for those quick angles, but it is Frost and Flom to get a kill each respectively to close things out and give themselves the pistol. So things starting off well for the underdogs.
That kind of ended up being a weird, awkward round. And in fact, the CTs, they got the information on A, so the Ts went for a timing push on B, timing being that, oh, the bomb was rotated to B, we're going to push B. But the CTs, they knew it was probably nonsense and they held steady on A, even had positioning in Palace as well to try and stop most of the plant positions. And now they are going to put the numbers towards the A bomb site, as they feel that's where the push is going to come in, and we are going to see a war of the worlds here. But one world only has pistols, and while they've got 1 frag actually, I'll make that 2. This could even in fact go their way. 3 versus 2 now. Tarek and Peter remain, and oh, we might see a meaty nade here. Meaty nade indeed. Peter though has got himself a Galil and has found himself 2 frags. Now it's a 1 versus 1, and it's advantage Tarek. He's got a 5-7 and armor and a lot more health than Flom.
Really, really rough it for Flom. P250 not going to be in favor against this 5-7, but that distance is going to be really good for both of them.
Oh.
Flom picks up the kill, and who is that hanging there down the ladder?
That looks hilarious. Also, I have to say, that 5-7 looks awesome with the CLG stickers on it. I had to get it in there, Dan.
Do you know what?
I know you're going to say something insightful, but I had to talk about stickers.
No, you know that body hanging in that opening by the ladder? I realized that you don't have an ability to take screenshots anymore.
I don't at the moment, no. You've got Producer Reese doing the specking. Most of the time. Sometimes he's staring at the walls.
Alright, so there's the Molotov there for Shadow, and Tarek's going to push BS, but it's a little bit too late to give any good warning here for CLG. They're getting kind of crushed here on the A bomb site, as you'd expect, and 3-on-3, that's not too bad actually. Two frags on the attack. Luminosity now having to hold on with these 3 players. Flom very low, and they are just picking up the remainder of the kills here. Just Finesse left. He's going to get taken down as well. So now is time for the buy, and this is when the real Counter-Strike starts.
I think someone had a Glock called Resting Bitch Face. What does that even mean?
I don't know.
We can say that as a female dog, Dan.
I don't know what that means.
Resting female dog face. I don't understand. We need some data on this. Well, anyway, Peter is going to have the AWP in CPL, and he and Hayes not going to be rocking helmets. We have 2 Galils on Luminosity's side here on Frost and Hades. We'll see if those bits of information will come into play later on. Look at this aggression here from CLG.
Oh my god, I can't believe that they actually managed to push this in time. They're catching all of them off guard. It's unbelievable. The spray in from Tarek, putting him down just to Flom, who has 9 HP. Oh my god.
Dan, I think it's fair to say that Ron Jeremy would be proud of that spray down in the apps. 1 round on the board here for CLG. Let's see if it will continue.
Who's Ron Jeremy?
The AWP has been saved from the previous round, and we'll continue on to this one. So we'll see what CLG can do. Dan. Anger's got a big blue knife.
Oh, that is true. That's a fact.
Luminosity going for, Luminosity going for the fourth buy here with 2 Tech 9s. But if Olaf is anything to go by, they've basically got 5 AKs. And CLG going to give up mid entirely to them. Flom is just going to walk and get Connector for free. And again, this is something that we've seen in North American Counter-Strike, where Connector is not defended as heavily as it is in Europe. Let's see if CLG pay for what could be a mistake from them here.
Yeah, it could be really nice too, because they have got that default round, the kind of opening setup in towards middle control, getting extra bits of map here for them. But Tarek's going to shut down one, and that's going to allow CLG to have a much better grip of the map now, because what could have been a 3-pronged attack in from Luminosity is now going to be at best a 2-pronged attack, as 4 players from CLG have basically diverted their attention completely towards A as well. So this is worst case scenario here for Luminosity, as they get shut down, staggered on this push. That's not going to do them any favors, and this is just a complete train wreck for Luminosity. It started out well, but I don't know, just fell apart. I think partly as well, we didn't really see a lot of maybe enough team play into some of these positions, like into connector and into short, because we saw the short push coming in, but there's no like pop flash from a teammate to help the player, I think it was Abe, clean out the angles. You know, stuff like this would have gone a really long way into helping them get that 3-pronged attack going.
Speaking of prongs, Dan, how many prongs are there when you attack?
3.
I thought you were going to say only the one.
It's always 3-pronged attacks, always. What are you trying to say? I don't understand.
Oh, that Dragon Lord's been made hideous. Actually, I don't like the Dragon Lord, Dan. I'm done chasing them.
You spent a lot of money, you can't be done. You're pot committed, James.
It's hey, the pot's long gone, Dan. All I'm playing for is the green felt, the green bays. So the T's are on the eco. They've got to take 9s and a CZ. Some P250s. They're heading towards the B bomb site here. We've got 2 CTs to defend. Tarek is in position. I wonder if his silence has exposed him, but no, it hasn't. He's going to get 2 frags. FNS or finesse, if you like. Getting the 3rd one. Hades going to get one in revenge, but I don't see the T's getting the bomb down. There are a lot of smokes on the B bomb site, though, and they will find the plant. So they've achieved their goal here, and any kills after this are a bonus. So 2 CT players going down. Again, if they survive with at least 3, then they should be happy with that. So it's another round in the bag here for CLG. Evening things up.
Yeah, getting the ball rolling, which is good. Getting that money into those bank accounts. And Peter on the AWP there, he's been playing middle mostly so far. I wonder if he's going to be switching it up based on his spawn. Something that's very powerful on a map like this, but instead we'll see a bit of a mid aggression. In fact, this is, from what I can see on the minimap, very, very similar to a setup that Fnatic actually they created. A three-man setup on middle, where you don't go too aggressively, but you have a guy kind of pushed in towards the kind of the top of the slope. But in the meantime, Luminosity are going to be setting themselves up for a bit of a set play, it would seem, towards the A bomb site. And with 4 players essentially ready to deal with this, CLG might not even play for the retake. They might just try to get in front of the smokes here and battle this head on.
Okay, so they have got aggressive positioning on the A site, but the push is not coming in from the T's. I think they might be waiting for the counter nades and flashes here from the CLG side, but here comes the push here from the T's. They need to get off that area really fast, and you can see why, as Peter and Cutler get the first 2 frags, then a quick 3rd from Peter. Cutler does go down to Abe. Frags coming in from both teams. Only Frost remains for Luminosity. And again, CLG survive with 3 players. Let's have a look and see how the money is doing for the CT side once this buy has taken place. So they've got all their guns, all the nades. Would like to see their cash now and see how much they have left in the bank. So it ranges pretty much between 3,000 and 6,000. So not doing too shabby at the moment. Things could be better, but they're hanging on. So after a good start by Luminosity, CLG bringing things back. Okay, so we've got 4 people in the mid area for the T's. I want to slap the X-ray on for this one. There's FNS rotating to try and aid his teammates, but these pistols are doing massive damage very early on in the round as well. Important map control here for the T's. And more trades coming in. Hades will fall, so it's Peter with 8 HP versus 2. This is not going to be easy, but will not be the first round he's clutched, should he manage to save this for his team.
Yeah, he might have been able to see a bit of boot, perhaps.
If Hades goes a bit more forward, then he will be able to see his feet through and shoot him through the box.
Oh my goodness. That's unfortunate for Peter there, because he threw the molly just for that situation, force the player out, take the shot as he runs into his crosshair. But somehow the Tech 9 is too fast.
I think, Dan, if he had tried to shoot him through the box, then that would have been a better idea, because again, you can see their feet through the second box, the leftmost box, so you can get an early pick on them before they can even see you.
Well, this is what we're talking about, that early round aggression with the AWP, this time going to come into play for Peter. Able to take down Anger straight away, and it is going to be another push into the A-bomb site. Now perhaps Luminosity's hand has been forced, as they are losing men early on, but here we go. Very fast indeed. Abe's is straight up in there with a quick frag onto Peter by Connector. No smokes to play with, but it doesn't even matter if they're able to get all these Angels going their way. Bomb down as well. Frost able to hide right on next to it there in the corner, and Hades on the flank. It's a good setup here overall from Luminosity. Quite spread out, but so far so good. It's just Cutler left now against Hades and Abe, as he will find at least one of the two. Doesn't know where Abe is, however. Could be absolutely anywhere. Oh, but he's looking the right way, and there's the peak.
He's got no kit, he can't win.
This is looking pretty good here for Abe indeed, and Cutler's going to turn tail and run. So they are going to save the round. Luminosity, by the skin of their teeth, they'll take this one.
Both looking for the hunt afterwards as well, but they are too far away from each other. Luminosity at least saving the AWP there for, seems like Flom's going to pick it up. And CLG, they went for it there. They were not going to give any rounds for free to Luminosity, but now they find themselves, Cutler obviously saving that gun, and the rest of them are going to be on a pretty full eco here. Just pistols and one flashbang. Peter first to go down. Cutler getting a revenge frag, sorry. So 4 versus 4, but I don't think they'll be able to get that gun. I think it will actually, Hayes could try and grab it with the E button, if it's being nice today. The E button actually is something that is a bit random in itself. Sometimes it just doesn't allow you to pick up guns for no particular reason. Oh, he will grab it after all. So Hayes and Cutler now. Hayes picking up the AWP. Peter is dead, of course, so he could get over to Tarek. Although he's maybe a bit of an AWPer himself. He'll have to wait and see. So Tarek's basically playing CT spawn at the moment. So very passive positions here, looking, trying to bait almost the T's into going for a flank. Let's see if they choose to do it. Getting Connector for free. That will give them additional angles, but should make A a bit more likely than B, since they do have those prongs. So Tarek will fall to Abe. And Angle's about to go for the plant. Gets blinked to 9 HP. Will plant for short, as they have just emerged from the mid area. They don't have control of CT, as you can see there. No scope, not going to go Hayes' way. And Luminosity will get the AWP back after all.
Yeah, it's looking pretty rough here for CLG now. Luminosity already with 6 rounds. That's actually quite good going on the T side here of Mirage. So with this scrappy buy from CLG, putting them within an inch of an eco, they are going to be looking for a pretty big result to swing momentum back, because Luminosity are in such a strong position right now, and they don't look to be stopping anytime soon. Already got Peter on a fantastic angle here. Should be able to actually pick up the kill. He's a pretty fast shot, is Peter, to spot the pixel so he can make the call there. And so we got the jumps across, which is actually quite smart, because Angle would have seen him on the angle. Now the AWPer's going to try to challenge him. I don't believe it. Flom dared challenge Peter on that angle, and of course he goes down. 3-on-4 now in favor of CLG as they manage to defend. And it's the bomb stuck in Palace. We do have Abe over by jungle now, though, so might be able to get 2 kills on the flank. Try to make this work. Be smart. And there it is. Peter goes down. So Abe putting a lot of pressure in here. As we do also have Frost now. Last man standing as Hayes and Cutler are able to take down that aggression on the A site. And I don't know how that was dismantled so quickly, but CLG managed to clean that one up.
Okay, so yeah, I agree with you. I mean, look at their money after the round. Still things looking ropey here. Looking at the car boot sale buy. Jumble sale. Gonna put some raffle tickets in a tombola and hope they get a primary rifle out of it. So gonna be 1 FAMAS here. And no helmets on Hazed, but 4 AKs and an AWP on Luminosity, so it's not going to matter much for the CT side. 3-man stack with 1 rotating towards connector. Peter trying to get a sneaky position over the smoking connector. You can see Frost trying to pre-fire there. Both teams know the danger of these smokes. Again, Abe with a very advanced position on short, but FNS almost baiting him there. Walk into the bear cage, get eaten by the bear. Bomb's still in Palace at the moment, so we'll see if... I was going to say if Frost was going to try and push towards connector, but both he and the bomb carrier Flom are rotating. Or Flom going from Palace into lower A, so I think they're going to try and use their numbers together as they are limited 5 versus 3 here. And again, CT's in a strong position. Got 3 people, that's the bomb as well. We see the rotation from the B bomb site. And this could be round end for Luminosity.
Not many options here, but to just go for it. Well, they could. I guess they could always try to hang on to their really expensive rifles, but flirting with the idea of just pushing in and dying, it would seem as the nade is going to find its way into Frost's face, and that's going to be 6-6. Luminosity on those 6 rounds, that is really impressive, to be honest, that they have 6 rounds so early on. And they will be able to, after this eco, have a chance at a 7th, potentially an 8th round as well. So looking pretty happy on in their camp, I think, and CLG. And with a decent buy, actually a good spread of nades, and of course the AWP on Peter, who should be playing middle still. Indeed, he is on the short angle actually towards middle. So you can actually spot the players playing in towards connector, jumping on into CPL. Very fast hit from Luminosity as they make their way onto the A bomb site. In comes a quick frag there from Abe here, which will clean up the toll booth area and allow potentially a plant, if only that bomb had not been stopped by connector, and CLG managing just barely to control that rush in the end. But it was looking quite impressive from Luminosity for a moment.
Okay, so Peter and Hayes with almost 7k in the bank as we head to the death throes of the first half. Slight, very narrow advantage here, 7 and 6. So again, I mean, how many I was going to say, how many rounds do we think Luminosity need on the T side if they are to have a good chance? But hey, I think they're already beyond that number. And you see, they are somewhat lacking nades as this push comes in towards the A site, but they are fully committed here. They've got all the players ready to push the site. And we've got rotating CTs at the moment. In the previous round, we saw 3. This time they've got 2. But the frags are going to go the way of the CTs regardless. Hayes doing massive work here, getting a 3 kill, a hat trick, leaving Flom versus 3 himself. So that's not going to be easy. Nade's going to come in. Very good hold there from CLG. A little bit out of position, but good individual play there to cut down the numbers of Luminosity as we go into the final round of the first half.
Yeah, I mean, where would you say that there's been the weak point here for CLG's defense? What has been getting what have Luminosity been able to exploit here to pick up these rounds?
Well, we haven't seen much of a fight, at least in the recent parts of the first half, in the mid area. I mean, not even in, like, I've seen Peter in CPL here and there, but really mid's just been kind of given up. They've got connector too easily, but we'll come back to that. Cutler is just on a rampage at the moment. 2 frags for him. Looking around for a third after they know his position, but he won't find it. That's going to be a second frag to Abe, so evening things up here with over a minute on the clock. Now things could get a bit difficult for Luminosity. There's a nice angle on short though to try and challenge Abe here, but the bomb is heading over towards the A site, and indeed that nice angle will prove victorious over Abe as he will get taken down on B. Now it's Flom versus 2 on the A bomb site. They're both together, already in position. Let's see what he can do. He's only got to take 9, gets the first frag, close one tap onto Peter. He could try and pick up that AWP, indeed he will. At this point though, not sure if he's better off with the Tech 9, although he... Oh, wow, look at that snap.
Damn.
Excuse me,
Damn.
sir. What a... That was so fast.
That was gorgeous.
He saw somewhere between a third to half of the body, and boom.
I did not expect him to win that, but there you go. Flom is going to pull it off, and that's an 8-7 scoreline. That's a very big result there for Luminosity on their T side. Now CLG, they're going to be feeling very pressured to win this T pistol, and I mean that's exactly what Luminosity were able to accomplish, and that's how they really got that first few rounds on the board. And if CLG fail to do that, then there's going to be a lot of pressure on them, and I wonder how Luminosity will approach their CT side as well, because I can't remember the last time I saw Mythic playing CT Mirage. I must have at some point, but it would have been quite a while ago. So looking forward to seeing how they take that, and we can start things off by just looking at how they approach the pistol. Do they go for the good old B stack and retake on A play, or how do they approach this? Looks quite standard at spread at the moment. They are geared up for a retake on A should it get smoked, but those 2 players defensively in CT spawn, but otherwise it's a pretty decent spread indeed.
Okay, so it's CLG's turn to seize mid, but Hades is charging through Biabs, getting all the information, and as he's heading towards the end, I think they're going to hear each other. As you can see, immediately slows. Do wonder if the T's heard him. Doesn't look like they did, as Peter's going to go and running backwards, get shot in the back of the head, and there's a bomb as well. So he's found the information. The CT's going to be able to rotate before the T's can get to the site here, so they're going to be challenged immediately. Bomb is lagging behind though, so it may be going to A as far as they know. Going to rotate nonetheless and bank on it being B. Only 2 remaining, and FNS is on the site. Tarek's going to fall, and that's the bomb down as well. So FNS versus 3. Just can't find the frag on Anger. Lots of pistol spam coming in there. Almost thought there was a knife attempt, but
yeah,
I don't think it was. Or not really sure, but it was really close and still didn't get the frag straight away. So after some good recon finding from Hayes and Peter taking apps for granted, Luminosity bring it to 8-8.
That was really weird. I thought because we could see like the guy in the peripheral, kind of running past him. But there's only one guy left. Why didn't he shoot him, James?
I don't know. Who knows?
Is he picking his pocket or something? I don't know.
Maybe he had 4x3, and all he could see was Van.
Big white van.
If all I could see was Van, I wouldn't be happy.
Okay, so CLG going to go for that Tech 9 play into the A bomb site. Now then, these smokes are going to play very well into their favor, allowing them to close distances very fast with those Tech 9s and get the bomb down for free, and eliminate the angles for the scout straight away. So pretty much any weapon at all for the CTs. Now the smokes are dissipated. That bomb is ticking away. The time is against them. There's only 1 kit. It's on Abe at the moment. And they are making the frags pretty easily though. And we're going to get some trades, but it's by far in favor of Luminosity here, and CLG not making the most of this one. Was decent though. Just, I mean, the thing is, I almost expect a win. Like, I almost expect that CLG are in like favored position. I'm like, oh, they should have won that round. But that said, all they did was lose a pistol, then go Tech 9 armor. So they should have been losing anyway. But they managed to get the bomb down and take down 3 players. So it's pretty big.
Yeah, that bomb, that plant was solid, Dan.
Yeah. There's one thing that they could have done that they didn't do, which we'll talk about in a moment, because we do now have them doing so well and doing so much damage in that round, plus getting the bomb down. They decided to put the full buy-in and keep that pressure on the economy here. Loads of nades in for another big play onto the A bomb site, and seeing Tech9s again, just Hayes with an AK-47, but that might be all they need here, as we do get the push coming back in from the CTs to retake this bomb site, and just diving straight through the smoke. Abe able to get 2 quick frags there on these T players. Just Tarek left over with the Tech9, able to take down 2. And 2 left with very low points of health. 7 on Frost and Flom, but Tarek is going to go down to the nade of Frost, and that was a disaster for CLG.
Send the body bag, because that was a wrap. Okay, so things are getting a bit scary now for CLG. Obviously, it's not the buy round yet, so not time for fear and loathing, but might be headed that way. I mean, if Luminosity breaks CLG on their buy round, then you can obviously expect Peter to pick up the AWP, so it's going to be an expensive one. Then who knows what could happen, and there's a bit of a warning shot. Hayes left with all of 6 HP. And speaking of Peter, he has left the building. So, Anger trying to hold down Connector, and he is up close and personal to these echoing, Tech9ing Ts, but gets the shot on the back. Hades going to fall though. That's going to be a weapon in the hands of FNS. If they can get a plant here, then that would be at least something, but the bomb is evacuating the B area, heading towards A, and there's only Abe there at the moment. He has got an AK though, and if he gets that spray down, then there will be no bomb plants. So there's a rotation from the CTs, making it 2 versus 2, but he's got to hold Connector as well, because nobody likes to get shot in the back. Sorry, excuse me. Right, so only Hayes remains. He gets cleaned up as well, and that's going to be that. So 11 to 8, we have the buy coming in for CLG. Peter going straight for the AWP. And again, if they lose this round, then don't get a plant as well, then they're going to have to be a little bit worried.
Okay, so gearing up for another set play towards A, but it's going to be a fast push there from A, but he's going to get eliminated straight away by Tarek. And that is going to be a little bit problematic, because CLG, if they wanted to be really smart here, they could actually delay this, just that extra amount here, because, well, they're just going to go for it off the back of that quick kill. It's going to be these smokes played in by them, as we got Hayes leading the charge towards Connector, able to actually clear out everything. Wants to go for more though, through the smoke, takes down Flom as he was flashed, gets Frost as well, jumping in to the window from short, and this is a massive disaster, catastrophe here for Luminosity, as Hades falls as well, and we have an 11 to 9 scoreline. And CLG start to climb back in this one, but we're definitely seeing a lot of issues here for Luminosity in rounds where we have these really fast plays from CLG.
That was with attitude. Right, so we have a game on our hands, people. We've got a force buy from Luminosity, 3 rifles, 2 5.7s. Frost with no armor, and I'm sure the CTs are going to want an early advantage here. But it looks like we might have a set play towards the B bomb site. Again, we saw tons of smokes, and we may see tons more on this push. See if they can get anything going towards Hades in the van area. The bomb is down. That's going to be a rotation from the CTs. He's got the information play. Slowed down the push a little bit. Teammate Frosto has fallen, and again, they've got limited guns here, have Luminosity, on this attempt to retake. The bomb is going to get planted. 4 versus 3 here. We've got a retake with an AWP, an M4, and a 5.7. Abe going to get the first kill, even things up here. Let's see if the CTs can pick up a weapon as things go along. Flom going to lose the duel there with FNS after missing the first shot. Nice tapping there from Abe. Bit of a spray to get the frag. Anger going to get the trade. So Anger versus 2. He's got a kit as well. This is doable. Peter trying to play crossfire, and he will indeed get it, while Tarek goes for the bait. Another round in the bag for CLG.
And one more to tie things up, and that should come fairly easily now, as Luminosity struggle on that money. And it's definitely quite a curious thing to see how Peter's been working as AWP on the T side here. Of course, it's so instrumental to have your AWP be useful when he's actually purchasing the AWP on the aggressive side, you know, on the T side. We've seen some teams actually struggle with that on this map, because there will be some teams that have setups to kind of deal with AWPers or teams that rely on an AWPer. Let's say, for example, if it's Titan with Kenny S, they want their AWPer to open up the picking side of things. Let's say that the older Virtus Pro are like really good at just denying all those angles completely and just making the AWP useless. And we'll have to see what Peter can do there. He's over towards B-Apps at the moment. It's going to be Hayes with a good spray down there through the smoke on Connector, and doesn't stop there. Picks up Flom and the CPL as well, as Cutler now decides to push in on top of B. He has his teammates with him there on B-Apps as well, but they've eliminated all players from the A side of the map here, and we're getting the rotation towards B, and there's only one player even left at this point, so that's not going to matter at all. But CLG are going to tie things up and go into the following round with a lot of confidence to work with, because they have quite a lot of money as well to take quite some risks here if they choose.
Okay, so full nades here for CLG, and it's the eco for the CT. So let's see if they, if CLG can use these nades to flush out the CTs. They've got 2 Molotovs, so I'm quite interested to see if they're going to put them into spots to try and force out any CTs that may be lurking in certain areas. Tarek, though, going to get 2 frags on the ecoing CTs. Abe trying to get a sneaky position, but Hayes knows his angles, and we'll find him peeking around. So the CT's done in quick succession. Only Flom, and he gets lasered by Cutler there. So that's another clean round here from CLG, building the cash as well, and that means lots of AWPs in the rounds to come.
AWPs for days. 3 AWPs in the round, an auto sniper as well. And this is going to be an interesting defense here from Luminosity. Deciding to take that auto sniper towards the B apps is Hades, as we have once again CLG with the bulk of their players towards the A side here. Not messing around. Hayes given the sole responsibility with no aid at all from his teammates, just to get straight up in connector, and he is going to go down to A, but the push is going to come on through onto the A bomb site, as it's just Frost and Hades left. These players falling like flies here from Luminosity, and CLG do get the bomb planted, and there is Frost and Hades with all that money in their hands, and they do not want to lose that, so just going to play it safe and try to get maybe some cheeky exits, but beyond that, there's not much more to really hope for. And they really got completely destroyed there. But CLG, they did the smart thing. I'm not sure if they were aware that they had 2 AWPs and an auto sniper, but playing for the fast play, going with, because with those set plays you have all the smokes to eliminate the opportunity for the AWPs to really get those picks as you aggressively move into the sites. You shut off their angles with those smokes. It's a really good to go for those fast plays. So they kind of counter-stratted them without knowing it, potentially.
I've seen a reasonable amount of auto sniper from Get Right recently, actually. It's not a name that comes to mind when you think auto sniper, but hey, I think it'd be Edward from Navi at the moment. But there we go. So another buy for both teams here. CLG now with a 2-round advantage. Now heading towards the clutch stage of the game. Luminosity trailing with 11 rounds. And again, the money is with CLG. And smokes in this position can be really weird. Sometimes they give you a gap, but then a few seconds later, gap kind of disappears, or it gets more difficult, and then eventually it comes back again. So you get a few seconds to go for a peek, especially if you have an AWP on the slope there, but can disappear again. So the push is coming in from the T's towards the A site here. It's the whole team as well, but Frost is going to be the first one to find an opening for the CT side. They need to win this round as well. 2 frags, make that 3 for the CT so far. 4 versus 2 now, as Abe has fallen. Frost will meet him in the grave and go with a tray kill onto Cutler as he tries to plant the bomb. And that auto sniper will come out and rear its ugly head and butt FNS in the face. So Luminosity closing the gap to 1 round here. That's a very crucial, a desperate round they needed to win. They will buy up a few more guns that they lost in the previous round, so their money will stay limited for the time being, while CLG will go for a completely full buy.
Yeah, it's kind of nuts how much money CLG still actually have in the bank. But quick underpass push here from Flom could yield great results, but it gets eliminated. CLG were ready for such a push, and that is a quick man up for them. It is evened up though by Frost AWP as he is tasked with the B defense pretty much by himself at this point. Luminosity, the rest of them, sorry, have their attention towards middle and A at the moment, but Hayes to shut down Frost as we have the last 3 players of Luminosity here on the A side of the map, and CLG still looking for an opening. Quick trade there as Tarek jumps out the palace area. Looking for more kills, going to be rewarded with number 2, and that's a 2-on-1 now for CLG as they sprint towards that B-bomb site. Can Hades pull this one off? Auto sniper in hand. Peter with his Dragon Lore, but there it is. Going to be already in waiting for that angle, and 14-12 now. CLG look to be pulling themselves out of what was a very desperate spot, and now the money's been reset for Luminosity. Couldn't be worse here for them.
I'm wondering if that smoke on connector was a deliberate smoke by one of the teams to leave a gap in the bottom. I mean, if it was, then it's got to be for the Ts, surely. Unless it works for the CTs with an AWP or something. But really interesting to see if that was deliberate, so we'll have to look at that later on. Hayes going to get an early pick onto Frost in a short area. No flash with the peek there. Peter getting the second one onto B as well. So that should be pretty much a free B bomb site there. Short and site taken down. It is an eco though, so there could entirely be a stack here from Luminosity. So they will not rotate quickly on these picks. Obviously the aggression on the eco from Luminosity will mean that they will lose players quickly. But CLG will still take it slow.
And just Anger to get a frag so far with that B. Does get eliminated though as the bomb will be planted on B. So not much really for Abe to ever really accomplish here against 4 rifled up players. It does go down in the end. So match point now for CLG against Luminosity. As we are going to have to see if they can bring themselves back in from the brink, because it's a pretty awful buy in terms of having well, they don't have any AWPs, 2 FAMASes. There's one Anger doesn't have the smoke, so and potentially an HE. So yeah, things they seen better days of Luminosity here, and 2 players on connector there early in the round. A bit of mid pressure, but we haven't seen either team really working mid a lot in the early stage of the round. But we do have a push here from Frost, and he's going to be meeting Hayes, who will pick up the kill.
Great patience there from Hayes, just ready. Again, something you see quite commonly in Europe when you're playing against teams like Versus Pro, and from Versus Pro as well, just waiting around the corner from top of mid in case the CTs are going to get a bit too excited and push things down. Again, even teams like Na'Vi are starting to push mid on the CT side. Guardian likes to just run up there on his own. But didn't work out for Frost on that occasion. Hades going to even things up, make it 4 versus 4. Get a second frag onto Hayes as well. Luminosity are not out of this just yet. Cutler, though, with an auto sniper of his own. Going to put the advantage back into CLG's favor. And I think we might have a bit of lag. Okay, we are back in the room. So just down to Tarek now versus Anger and Hades to try and take it in this round for his team. Got a smoke to go through as well. We'll spot one of them, but second CT still hidden away. And I think they will play for the 2v1 here. Tarek, unfortunately for him, puts himself in the wrong angle versus both players. I'm going to try and pick him. Oh, I can't get the spray down onto both, but look at the damage he's done to Luminosity there. 4 players dead, and look at their economy on this buy. This is going to be a very difficult round for them indeed. Yeah,
I mean, it's a similar one to the last round. In fact, actually this time they have the AWP that they were able to pick up, so it's actually a little bit better for them despite everything. So 2 more rounds potentially to pick up that overtime. We do have Flom looking towards middle from connector at the start here. 2 players playing close to Palace and Slope on the A side, initially at least, and we do have what looks to be a set play ready to be executed here, but Peter able to pick up a very defensive kill there as Flom was pushing quite aggressively up middle. And oh, Peter gets the shot as Frost was jumping over onto
Frost
middle.
went diving into an empty pull down.
That was pretty brutal, and now it's going to be all on the two remaining players, Anger and Hades, out of position. Things aren't looking so good here for Luminosity. Smoked off and in a lot of trouble now.
Okay, so Anger and Hades, Anger 15 HP. Again, as Dan said, this is not going to be easy here for the CT side. Anger goes down as well, all down to Hayes versus 3. He's got an AWP and 2 rifles to contend with. He will not be able to hold his team in it. 16-13, so very good effort there by Luminosity. Again, it was another clutch game there, going to 13 rounds apiece for both sides at the minimum.